In a world where every vote counts, where the power to shape the future lies in the hands of the people, the stakes have never been higher. Welcome to IntualityAI's Election Edge, your go-to source for the most accurate and insightful election predictions.
Go vote.
Here's Howard and Grant to tell you about exciting IntualityAI's predictions update.
Welcome to IntualityAI's Election Edge podcast, the podcast where we use IntualityAI's predictive analytics to look at the current polls and predict the winner of the presidential election, now less than 4 weeks away. We've been doing this for a number of weeks now, and each week we have predicted that Kamala Harris would be winning. Grant, what is the latest?
Howard, the latest is that, the system is still predicting Harris to be the winner, but the margin is narrowing. So I'm going to show here are some charts that summarize this. The first one here is the current chart of the prediction of the general election. General popular election shows right now from Intuality, Trump at 48% and Harris at 49.3%. So over the period of weeks we've been doing this, this is narrowed down from what was originally 4 percentage points difference to what is now a little bit more than 1%. So it is getting tighter. And you notice on the left side of the chart, there's some recent activity here in the next week or two, especially by Trump, that the system predicts will have an effect in terms of narrowing the margin, but then it drops back down, it believes, to this 1% difference.
Okay, so that's the overall election, but of course, that's not the system we have.
No, it isn't. And we know that at the end of the day, it's really the swing states that make the difference, in that the swing states are winner take all. And for each of those 7 states that we have listed here, those electoral votes can make the difference in the election, of course. And so on the left side, this is the result of Intuality predicting the election within each one of those swing states, and either going for Harris or Trump based on its prediction of who's going to win and lose, but then assigning the electoral votes totally to each one of those. And the result of it on the lower left side here is the swing states predictions favor Harris by, at this point, 7 electoral votes. So it's a narrow margin, but you still get a margin as we see it, as the system sees it in the swing states. We additionally take that. Sorry, go ahead.
And that has been the case, that 7 votes for the last 2 or 3 weeks. Actually, that specific hasn't changed, right?
That's correct. And so going to the left, this takes into account Intuality's confidence in each of the predictions that it makes. And so, for example, in Arizona, the Harris on the left is 46.65%, and the confidence value of that prediction is 31% for Harris, as you can see under the right side there, and that adjusts that 46.65% to 61.11%, bringing it down. But it does the same for Trump as well, and they each have the system has different confidence values for each of the candidates. So in the case of Arizona, the system on the left is calling the election for Trump. However, adjusting for the confidence values, it's calling it for Harris. So it does change things going from left to right, and we think that is part of the internal operation and intelligence system, and so we want to point that out. So going from left to right, there is, as I said, Harris by 7 electoral votes, but then when we adjust it for the confidence values in Intuality, Harris is now ahead by 31 electoral votes. Sizable difference. Yes. So there'd be quite a swing there, but nevertheless, it's still pretty much where we've been at over the last number of weeks that we've been doing this.
Okay. So that's where we stand, and also the congressional vote predictions. Do you want to have a word about that?
Yeah, it is, first of all, Intuality is predicting somewhere around 40 or 50 election competitions going on across the nation in Congress and at the state level. We pull out some of those to report here. One of them is the congressional vote prediction. This is basically who rules Congress. And right now, on the left, it's saying that the Dems will take control and will retain control of Congress by 47 to 45%. And again, adjusting it for the sensitivity and the confidence value, that still says that widens the margin from 47 to 81% for Harris and from 45 to 61% for Trump. But the difference is now about 20% on the right, which is widening quite a bit. So in an election year like this, sometimes the Congress makeup can swing opposite to the candidate who was elected. Sometimes it will go the same way. And so this is trying to point out what's going to be happening there.
Right. And again, just to remind people, this is our system run completely objectively. There is no input from anyone. The system takes the data, runs it according to how it operates, and we just look at the output. That's right, isn't it, Brian?
Yeah, and I should point out that we've been doing this since 2012, and some of the results have been to correctly predict all of the presidential elections since then, and also averaging about an 88% correct pick on either with or against the polls on all elections that it follows since 2012. So it's a pretty high percentage value.
Yep. And it's interesting how this has, over the last few weeks that we've been doing this, it's remained pretty much a very tight race with the system consistently predicting Harris. I'm interested to note today that when you factor in the confidence variables, the swing states now, according to Intuality, favor Harris by 31 electoral votes, not the 7 that we have been talking about over the last 2 or 3 weeks. So that'll be interesting to see as we make the final run-in.
That's right. And so we're going to be continuing to do this every Wednesday right up to Election Day. In fact, if Election Day is on Tuesday, we should probably do this on Monday as a final report.
Yes, absolutely. But we've got some time before then, so we'll see you next week. Thanks for watching.